Now we're something completely sassy. All right, hello everyone. That was my new friend Fox, and if I've shown you Fox before, he's not new. He's been my kids, and my kids are old now, so he's not new, but he might be new to y'all. Anyway, that was Perez Prado, who is a Cuban band leader, pianist, arranger, who is known kind of as the father of mambo, which is a kind of jazz that from the Caribbean. And I said he's from Cuba, and he popularized mambo in the 1950s. That is a song called Mambo Number 5 that you might have heard before. It's pretty famous, relatively speaking. Had a resurgence in the 90s of all things, with someone kind of combined it with a little rapping, and I don't know, that's what it is. All right, so today is December 11th, and what do we got today? In 1792, Louis XVI, the Emperor of France, was put, or the King of France, was put on trial, or basically put on trial for treason during the French Revolution, which along with the United States Revolution is really going to unleash a lot of the kind of ideals that you're going to start seeing espoused in things like the Declaration of Independence and constitutions and democracy. So the French Revolution is, which was more than indirectly, but not quite directly, but very closely linked to the United States Revolution. The French Revolution is going to change everything. And important day, the king was put on trial today. Also on this day, 1964, one of the most there's a lot of symbols like you see around, but there's not one that is probably more, you'd be hard put to find one more. The more people have, but don't really know much about it. You've probably seen the Che Guevara shirts. Che Guevara is a really famous revolutionary from South America that, for whatever, somehow in the past 10, I don't know if it's Hot Topic or what, but like you see his image everywhere, and I don't think too many people were that experts on Che Guevara. He was a revolutionary, left-wing, revolutionary who gave a speech on this day in 1964 in New York City at the United Nations, which probably irritated quite a few people. So. And they got shirts from 50 years later. What are you going to do? In one of, if you're going to tip me who of the original American leaders is probably most important but least well known, you'd be hard pressed to find more than George Mason, who was born in 1725, and he had a very important role in our country's founding documents. He was one of 3 people who were at the Constitutional Convention at the time of the signing who refused to sign it, and he refused because he was fearful that it was going to put too much power in the hands of the federal government, and this is going to cause a whole series of events that is going to turn into the Bill of Rights, of course, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution, which are going to kind of be the bound rock of like our legal and our right to free speech and freely worship religion or not worship as we choose. A lot of our rights to, trial by jury, stuff like that, are all going to be ensconced. That means really tightly wrapped into the Bill of Rights, which a lot of people thought we didn't need. And people like Mason were like, no, we very much need it to, make sure that, hundreds of years later, you still have the right to think and be who you want, which is pretty important kind of my mind what it means to, be a free thinking person, be free thinking American, is to have your own opinions and be able to think for yourself and hopefully back it up with some facts and objectivity and reason and stuff. But it really is important to kind of who we are and what we try to be. So thank you, George Mason, for pushing for this to make sure we have the Bill of Rights. All right. Now, as I lean forward, you'll see my purple shirt. Let's go for birthdays. Okay, today on the 11th, we have Elena Olivo. We have Preston Nadu. There are no birthdays on Saturday, but then on Sunday, we have Angelica Perez. All right. We are going to close on Yon four-way test. The four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Our virtue this month is responsibility. How are you showing responsibility, Crockett? Hopefully you're helping around the house. Hopefully y'all are helping keep the bathrooms clean and throwing your paper towels away. Make sure they get in the trash up here. Make sure you're doing your schoolwork. Make sure you're washing your hands. Make sure you're being just good to the people around you. And you're setting your goals and you're digging in and you're making it happen so you can achieve your dreams and become the best you that you can be. All right. Know that I'm missing you. Know that I can't wait to see you. And I will see you around. Have a good weekend. Make sure you read. Get outside. Enjoy the weather if it doesn't rain all weekend. Bye, guys.